welcome to another edition of Retirement Today. I'm your co-host, Jonathan Berkland. With me here in the studio is Michael Reese. He's a certified financial planning professional, helping those of you out there get to and through retirement with confidence for over 25 years. How's it going, Mike?
Going really well, Jonathan. You know, I love living in Austin, Texas.
It's a great place to be. Absolutely.
For sure. So we have got a great show lined up this week because we are going to talk about 4 different indicators that can help tell whether or not your financial advisor is really the right advisor for your retirement.
You're right. And for your retirement, that's the important piece of that, right?
Yeah, that's right. I know several years ago, I think it was Market Watch or Smart Money, they wrote this article and the title of the article was Why Your Current Advisor is Probably Not the Right Advisor for Your Retirement. And in that article, they were highlighting how, when you invest money when you're working, to try to get to the stage of retirement, that is a period in life that is all about growth and accumulation.
Exactly. Yep.
Once you retire, however, the game changes. You're not putting money into your accounts anymore. Now you're taking them out. And as a result, you have some different goals that you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to protect your principal. You're trying to take income. You're still trying to grow the portfolio. You're trying to deal with taxes. You might have healthcare issues. There's a lot of other things that come into play in retirement. And so this article was talking about, hey, that skill set that your advisor needed to get you to retirement is no longer good enough. You need additional skills for an advisor to have during retirement to help get you through retirement comfortably. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I want to talk a little bit about how do you know if your advisor has that skill set to get you not just to retirement, but through retirement.
Yes. Important component.
Yeah, I've surveyed a lot of people over the years of my career, Jonathan. It turns out that the overwhelming majority, here's a crazy thought. You ready for this?
Go for it.
They actually want to maintain their lifestyle and their financial independence during their retirement years.
Imagine that. All the way to the end, huh?
All the way. They don't want to run out of money. How crazy.
Astonishing.
Yeah. Who'd have thunk it?
Exactly.
So let's look at our indicator number 1.
Okay.
So we have 4 of these in the show.
Yep.
So indicator number 1. To what degree, when you have meetings with your financial advisor, and by the way, if you do this yourself, right, one of the things you got to be really careful about is you don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
You don't know what you don't know. I was talking to one of my friends, one of my clients actually, friend and client, over about some tax planning options. And he actually said to me, he said, Mike, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, you're right.
And that brought up the conversation. We don't know what we don't know. That happens when you invest for yourself a lot of times. If you don't have an advisor, you don't know what you don't know. And when you're investing for yourself, not as hard. But when you're retired, it's a whole different ballgame. A lot of different skill sets come into play. So the first one, if you have an advisor, to what degree do they talk about and take action on protecting your assets? So I'm going to say it one more time. To what degree do they talk about and take action? Talk is cheap.
You're right.
To what degree do they talk about and take action on protecting your assets? What strategies are they using to protect your assets that you've worked so hard to build? So a good example of this is my very own parents. I've told this story on the radio before.
A few times. It's a good one, though.
Right?
It hits home.
But it's important.
Yep.
My own parents, when they retired back in January 1, 1999. And back then, when my dad retired, he had $300,000 in his 401k. And he said, here, Mike, I want you to manage it. I want you to protect my principal because this is all the money I have. It's got to last. I want to take some income and if you can, grow it a little bit. What was the first thing he said, though, of that group?
Protect.
It was all about protect.
Yeah.
This is all the money he's got. It's got to
lose
last.
Yeah.
Right? So I did at the time what I was taught to do. I put my parents in a diversified, like a balanced portfolio, a diversified market portfolio. Every one of their dollars at the time went into some mutual fund, maybe a little bit of cash, but mostly 98% of it was in mutual funds. Mm-hmm. Now today, people might use exchange traded funds instead of mutual funds. Hey, here's a little hint for all of you listening. If you have a financial advisor and they're still using mutual funds, guess what? Probably time to get a second opinion. Stat. But going back, pretty much my parents' entire portfolio was in mutual funds at the time because that's what we had. That works great when the market goes up. And their very first year of retirement was 1999. The market went up.
It's a good year.
At the end of the year, they took some money out, $12,000. And they started with $300,000. They took out 12, and at the end of the year, they had $320,000. So it worked out great.
Yeah, won the game that year, right?
But then 2000 hit with the dot-com crash, 2001 with 9/11, 2002 with a recession. And what happened? 3 years, market goes down, down, down. They're taking distributions year after year after year. And by the end of 2002, their $300,000 had grown to $157,000.
Ugh.
Now, what did we learn? That approach did not work when markets went down. It only worked when markets go up. So can we say that I did a good job protecting their portfolio during those down market years?
Unfortunately, no.
No. I did what I was trained to do. I did what I was supposed to do. And it turned out that what I was trained was wrong. Mm-hmm. The financial industry trained me the wrong way. Now, by the way, it worked great for the financial industry because they believe in, hey, just buy and hold. You're in it for the long run. Just keep paying us fees whether you make money or not. But for my parents and for millions of families who were in the retirement stage of their life at that time, it didn't work. So my question to you is, if you're nearing retirement, if you're in retirement, does your advisor have you set up basically fully invested in stocks, bonds, mutual funds? Because if they do, they're not protecting your assets. They're not the right advisor for retirement. Now, here's another question. To what degree have they moved you out of the market when it goes down? When the markets go down, do they move you out of the market into cash or short-term bonds? Or do they just say, no, buy and hold, wait it out? Mm-hmm. If they say buy and hold, wait it out, not the right advisor for your retirement. That is the number one reason, I believe. I guess I don't have research on this, but from 25 years of seeing what's happening out there, the biggest reason I see people going broke in retirement is buy and hold. Because they don't get out of the way when the markets go south. That's fine when you're working, but it doesn't work anymore when you're retired. Now, here's a question. To what degree have your advisors put you in accounts where they are insured or protected, like indexed annuities, for example, to provide income for you in retirement? If they aren't even talking about that, guess what? Probably need a second opinion. I'm not saying you should put all your money in index annuities or something. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying they're a great tool for income and safety. To what degree are your advisors including that for you? If they're not even talking about it, or if they just poo-poo it, like, no, you don't, they're nothing. Time for a second opinion right away. These are danger signs. Retirement is different. You're not adding to the portfolio. You're either taking nothing out or taking money out. Either way, it's the distribution. If you're in an IRA, you've got forced distributions down the road. But the point is, you're not adding anymore. Mm-hmm. What you have is all you have.
That's it.
It's got to last. So number one question. The primary job of a retirement advisor is to protect your assets. That's number one. To what degree is your advisor talking about it? And more importantly, doing something about it. Politicians do a lot of talking, but they don't do hardly anything. Talk is cheap, action matters. All right, we're coming up against a break. Now, before we do, you might already be sitting there. Maybe you're in your car at home at work, and you're listening to us, and you're like, holy smokes, these guys, they're speaking to me.
Yeah.
Maybe you're hearing us, you're like, And you're thinking, we're talking to you because we're describing your very situation. And maybe you're thinking a second opinion would be a good idea. Well, one of the things we do absolutely for free is we create a personalized Retire Right report. And Retire Right, right is an acronym. It stands for risk, income, growth, healthcare, and taxes, the 5 areas that you absolutely have to get right when it comes to your retirement planning. If you give us a call, we make this so easy. If you call the show right now, if you're one of the first 10 callers, and you have at least $200,000 saved for retirement, then we will put together for you a free, personalized Retire Right report. It'll tell you how well you're doing in each of those areas, and it will also highlight some ideas on what you can do to improve. It is free with no obligation. All you have to do is call, but we can only do the first 10 callers.
Yep.
So Jonathan,
First 10,
let's
yep.
get the number out there, and folks, you need to dial now.
Yep. Pick up the phone. It's 512-886-5850. Again, the number to call is 512-886-5850. Reach out to us.
Yeah, it is after hours, so you'll get our answering service. They will set up a time where you can actually spend a few minutes talking to Jonathan here.
Yeah, how about that?
And he will connect you with the right advisor to help answer your questions. Again, 512-886-5850. Call now to get your free, no obligation, Retire Right report. All right, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll talk about the second indicator, and it's all about income.